Hello, welcome everyone, and welcome to Taking the Leap. I am waiting for my guest to jump on this afternoon so we can get started. Hi, Kathy, welcome. Great to see you. I'm just waiting on Marsha to jump on and then we can get started. Hello, everyone that's coming on. Thank you for joining us today. So we will get started as soon as Marsha comes on. Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. So we will get started in about a minute. As soon as I see Marsha jumping on, we will have her. And there she is. Yay. Okay, Marsha, ready to join us? Invite you to jump on. Hi.
Okay, let me see if I can sort the camera here.
Hello, welcome, Marsha.
Thank you, Caryn. It's good to be here.
Thank you. So welcome everyone to Taking the Leap. Today is Thursday, March 24th, I believe. And I am your host of Taking the Leap. I'm Caryn Saitz. I'm also the CEO of MastermindEX and Global Events and Retreats. And I'm really excited to have my guest, Marsha Ralls Hershman, here today. And welcome. Where are you in the world today?
Okay. I think you're, hold on, because I have a little camera difficulties.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, good. So where are you in the world today? Are you in Florida?
I'm in a bad guest bedroom because of all this company that has arrived for my 60th birthday. So
oh my gosh, happy birthday.
40 plus, it's 40 plus 20. So I'm celebrating the big 6-0 on Saturday. And so I'm in Florida.
Oh, wow. That's exciting.
I'm
That's fantastic.
excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Caryn. I definitely do not feel it.
You know what? No, none of us do. And it's a great milestone. So enjoy the ride. Enjoy it. It's fantastic. So thank you. Thanks for being here today. And what I love is that Marsha has such an amazing story, and she has done several things in her life. And I'm going to let her start off by telling you a little bit about what she had been doing, which has led to where she is today. So go ahead, Marsha. Actually, let me just say that we know each other actually through Entrepreneurs Organization. And we met, oh my God, probably at least 10 years ago. I can't even quite remember how long ago. Marsha was a member in living in Washington, D.C., and I was working in Boston, as well as on some of the global committees. So that was a great way to meet. And in addition to EO, we also, Marsha is a Titan, which is part of Gathering of the Titans, another organization that is one of my clients. And so I get to see her actually in less than a month now. I'm really excited at a conference, at a retreat at MIT in person. So I'm really excited to see you in person. And I saw you this summer also in Newport.
Yes.
So,
well, thank you,
crossover.
Yes. I mean, my most memorable vision of you was when I ran the Boston Marathon.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You were at Heartbreak Hill. Yes.
Exactly.
And like when you're a runner and you're that close to the finish, it's really great to see friends that are cheering you on. So
yeah. I forgot about that. That's great.
Yes, I always think of that day. So thank you for having me, Caryn. And I feel really fortunate. I've been on an incredible entrepreneurial journey. I do see that one of my dear friends who I started out in the art business is listening to us today. I started out working at galleries, one in Atlanta, Georgia, which is Fago Gallery, and my dear friend Mary Gill is listening. We worked there together. We moved to New York. She went to work at a gallery, but I went to work at Sotheby's. Had an incredible time living in New York, working there, left to start my own gallery, which I had in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. for 25 years.
So art was your focus at that point in time?
It was, but my first business before I jumped into the art business was in fitness. I owned the Used to Workout, which I sold. It was an aerobic exercise studio,
Uh-huh.
which I sold to Weight Watchers. And at the time, we had a nutritionist. I was a nutritionist. And we were talking about eating the right foods, which back then in the early 80s, people really weren't talking about.
Hmm.
What I learned at the time that I wasn't ready to be in one place dedicated to that particular business. Left, travel, I sold it, made to me at the time it seemed like a lot of money, but
Hmm.
profit was $120,000. I traveled, studied art, and landed in multiple galleries, Sotheby's, and started my own business. And in 2016, you'll have to read my book, Rising from the
Oh,
Ashes, to get
wow.
the full
Okay.
story. I have been slow to publish it, and I'm really happy I didn't publish it right away because the judge in my case was removed from the DC courts for corruption, and I lost this case. I was heartbroken because I always felt I was right and I couldn't understand what was happening. But lo and behold, I'm living my dream. So sometimes in life, when we are faced with challenges that we just don't
Hmm.
understand why they're happening and how could things be this bad, because they were pretty bad back then.
Hmm.
Out of it, I really sat in the discomfort and the fire of this challenge and rose from the ashes myself to create my dream company. And I remember being with my two sons, and my oldest son said, I don't know why you don't do your own retreat. Like, your passion in life is bringing community together. You
Right.
love your friends, you love the people that have similar interests as you. I don't know why you don't do your own wellness retreat. And I said, you're so right. Because that is, I'm always pulling friends to go to different
Hmm.
wellness retreats for years. I've been doing it since I was 18.
Uh-huh.
And fortunately, I found this magical place in Asheville, North Carolina. It's on
And
46
had you been to
acres.
Asheville before? Or you just sort of,
I I had not been to Asheville. I always thought I own a small property in Virginia out at the other end of the Appalachian Trail, which I always thought I would build something there. And when I
hmm,
got the numbers, I was thinking, like, I don't know that this is really the best place. I was looking for a structure that was already built because it's really family style. People have a private room, but it's a big luxury home that people come together and they are nurtured and they are out in nature, which I think, a lot of people said to me, are you crazy opening a wellness retreat in the middle of a pandemic?
right.
And my response was, we need it more than ever. And I found last year, it was our first season, people were willing, if they needed to wear a mask, we assigned people the same cars to write in. People wore a mask. I will say that by the end, no one cared. We have been very fortunate. No one has been sick
Hmm.
from being together at the
Uh-huh.
retreat, and we do require people to be vaccinated.
So I'm going to actually roll you back a little. So you were
Er,
in the art business for how many years? Like
so,
around,
so I think it's 27 years, and I'm still in the art business. So
okay.
when I purchased this property, I looked at the walls and decided, like that's so ingrained in me. Art's been a big part of
Right.
my life, and I also find art to be very healing. I've always shown artists that the aesthetics appealed to me, they were calming to me, and obviously the type of clients I've attracted are interested in the
Right.
same type of art. So we have a gallery opening in North Carolina this August. We
Wow.
have a permanent collection, which just, I think it's maybe been 2 weeks now. I own 36 photographs of Frank Hurley, who documented Ernest Shackleton's expedition. And they just found the ship Endurance and
Right. Right.
replaced
I
it
thought,
up.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Antarctica, right?
Yes, and it's amazing because they, now send drones underwater, and they could see that it was pretty well preserved because the temperatures were so frigid that everything, looks pretty good. Considered that the crew jumped ship as it started to break apart.
So your role was actually picking out the art for large companies. I know you worked with hotels, and I know you worked with the Marriott and some of the other large properties, and you had your own gallery. And then due to some unforeseen issues, you actually closed the gallery, and that's when you sort of sat back. Am I right? To sort of think about, okay.
Yes.
And that's when your son, who knows you best, I'm sure, said, hey, Mom, come on, I think you should do this. And so that's when the next piece of your journey actually started.
Exactly. And I didn't pick Asheville, but because, I didn't know I would pick Asheville.
Right.
I hadn't
did
been
you
there.
Just go there? Someone called and said, hey, I have this property, or were you looking for that, or you just kind of went on vacation and, saw a for sale sign on the door,
So I pretty much went on vacation. My husband and I were ready to get, we were in Florida during the pandemic. We were ready to get out of here. We took a road trip to Asheville. He had been there many times. And he's the one who said, you should look at property here. Like, this is great. Because I was very fortunate. Jennifer Parr Davis, who at one point held the world record for the fastest hike through the Appalachian Trail. And I happened to meet her. So many synchronicities happened on that trip to Asheville that all the signs you had to be pretty much like I
you were like they were
the
right
place.
In front of you. You had
they're everything.
And
Jennifer's like, this is a great place. You should consider it. And she and I went up in the mountains and hiked together a few days. And I started looking at real estate. I found something that I thought was the perfect place. And I realized that it was the place to get me back to Asheville, because we left. I went back to see this place. It wasn't for a lot of different reasons. And then over the course of a few months, I looked at properties, and I was starting to get a little bit frustrated. I was looking during the pandemic, and I feel that I was fortunate when I did acquire this property, because I acquired it before people realized that they could work anywhere, that they could relocate anywhere, and that the people really were looking at more of a quality of life. So,
and Asheville's a really hot city for that right now. I mean, a lot of people
no real estate. There's absolutely no inventory at all. And I've had so many offers to purchase my property, and I'm like, it's not for sale.
Right. I just got it.
Yes. And I really love it when I am there.
And you had a vision of what you wanted to actually do with this property. And the vision came from having worked in that field and being a nutritionist and bringing it all together. I'm just
100%. So I have always believed, and I do my own program all the time. So I have always believed that if we take ourselves out of our daily routine and check out, get off your cell phone, try to get off your computers. And we send letters to our clients, because most of our clients are very type A individuals that want to get results, that want to feel different in a week. So we encourage them to really take it serious and take in nature and take the time every morning to journal. Every day we go for a hike. Each day the hikes get progressively harder. The diet is a plant-based diet, but the plant-based diet is excellent food. Our chef is, top notch, and it's not just, a salad every day. They're beautifully prepared meals. You get massages, you do yoga every day, and it depends on the theme of the week, but the core program is the same, but then we may change it around if it's an all women's group, or if it's a really strong hiking group, or a group that wants to come about more mindfulness and leadership.
So the Phoenix Wellness Retreat is the name of your program, right? And it's a week, or can people do it for less time, or?
So after this first year, we only had week programs over the 2022 season, but for 2023, 2021 season, the 2022 season, we are going to do 3 nights, 4 days, because quite a few people, it's a taste of what we do. And then some of those programs will be a cooking program or a program just about, you know, we haven't done all of it, like yoga. So just the people who
Right.
only want to come, because we do have people who can't do the hikes. So we try to figure out, like, how do we take these 8 clients who've reached out to us and really want to come, but they aren't in a position to do the hard hike. So we create something around that and hope that we find that we only take 15 people for each program.
And what strikes me is that it really pulls so many of your interests together. I mean, did you imagine that, you know, when you got to be a certified yoga instructor, that this is how you were going to use it, or, you know, that you love furnishing the, you know, the property or the art on the walls? Or, I mean, when you look at how you've pulled together so much of your past into this one venture, it's pretty amazing.
So it's 100% all of my passions. I did all the interior design, all of the furniture is sustainable. It took a while. It's finally fully furnished, but it took a while for us to get everything with the supply chain issues that we've all been facing over the last few years. But there's the art gallery. We are 100% sustainable, so we encourage all of our guests to take on that responsibility when they're at the Phoenix. We have a garden that we've got an herb garden, but we've got a garden that we're starting, which will be 100% our garden, farm to table. Right now, we work with local farmers that produce all of the produce that we cook with at the Phoenix. So,
and are you on premises? I mean, do you teach these classes?
So I teach, so I never thought, the reason I got certified as a yoga instructor was really to up my practice and just to go deeper as someone who loves yoga. I have only taught when a teacher has a conflict and something happens. And a couple of things feedback that the last week we got a perfect score. Like this last year, we asked everybody to do the survey. We really listened to our clients. And some of the things we didn't change because that's part of the program. You know, a few people felt like they were in boot camp, but loved at boot camp, that they were well taken care of in a beautiful, comfortable bed, but that you know, it was hard. But then at the end, they said, I'm very proud of myself that I finished this week. I didn't think I could do it. I did it. And I have so many stories and testimonials, and that's the joy I get. But they did say to me, you need to hike at least 1 or 2 days with your clients because you live this program and you believe that anybody, people who aren't really hikers, I like can't believe these people that you've hiked with, and I'm watching you get them up the mountain. And because I do believe in the program. I do the program. So that was eye-opening for me. And this coming season, I am definitely going to try to hike at least 2 of the days that our clients are there, so that I get that camaraderie with the people who come. It's really been a great way every day to wake up and serve people who are having a tough time. I mean, not everybody, because, you know, by the time people make a decision, okay, I'm going to take a week for myself, or I'm going to do the Phoenix.
It's a big deal.
It's a big commitment because people have a lot going on in their lives right now. And if they really do the program 100%, it is a big shift. It's a different mindset. You feel healthier. I mean, our goal is maybe everybody's not going to go back and eat fully organic food, you know, all natural. But if they take a few habits and say, get rid of Diet Coke, which is so bad for you. I mean, it's like drinking acid. It's so horrible. Sorry, Coca-Cola, but you'd be better off drinking a Coke than a Diet Coke. So if people stop some of the habits that they have acquired, or, you know, coffee, we don't serve coffee. Coffee's not bad for you if it's good processed organic coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. But if you back up and have no stimulants, it's amazing the clarity that you get. some of my best ideas have come from being up on the mountain hiking. And it doesn't get more beautiful than the North Carolina Blue Ridge mountain range.
Right.
I mean, it's the second oldest mountain range in the world. The biodiversity is incredible. It's more biodiversity than all of Europe. So there's so much to see, and it's the perfect place to slow down and focus on yourself.
So let's back up a little and talk about it from the perspective of being a woman business owner, right? And taking that leap and saying, okay, I'm going to start this. I mean, how long did it take you from the time that you had this idea to actually make it happen?
So I would say I had the idea, a few years before. Actually, I think I was with Women at VO by the pool in Greece
Mm-hmm.
at our second retreat, saying, this is what I'm going to do. Because a few of the women reminded me that I can't believe how quickly you turned this business into a company. Like you had this idea and you turned it into a business.
Right.
So I would say a few years. I mean, I probably opened a little faster than I should have because I didn't have I mean, I was working, doing a lot of jobs
Uh-huh.
in the beginning. And because I hadn't found all the staff, now we have an incredible staff and we're growing. Our staff is growing. If you know
Uh-huh.
someone out there that's interested in the wellness business, we are still hiring. And but I would say that it took a couple of years, but I had a wellness business before. I will say that it is a very different business from owning an art gallery. And even with having the gallery there, there's just a lot of moving parts. You've got 46
Right.
acres to look after. That alone
Right.
needs
And it's
caretakers.
hospitality. I mean, one group leaves and you've got to have it turned over and ready for the next group as if no one was just there. I mean,
Exactly. And
you
it
know,
needs to be pristine and perfect, especially, we have really strict protocols with what we've been dealing with since we opened with
right.
COVID, making sure that everything is so clean and that our clients feel secure and comfortable that they're coming and walking into a room that they
Hmm.
know has been cleaned efficiently. And I'm a little bit of a perfectionist anyway, so
That helps,
everything,
right?
yeah, so everything is always perfect when our
So
client.
did you train all of the staff? I mean, did you hire people? Did you say, okay, I'm going to do these three things, but then I'm going to focus on, the marketing, or I'm going to focus on, I want to focus on the food program. I mean, sort of what's your niche and, what's your focus and then how did you do the rest?
So that's a great question, Karen, because I don't even cook. Okay. I cook more than I ever have. And usually people cook for me or I go out to eat because I'm alone a lot. And my husband and I we both work very hard. So when we're together, we like to go out. So I have found experts in each part of our programming. So expert chefs and, support team, nutritionists people say that the massages they've had at the retreat are the best they've had ever in their life. I'm a, massage junkie myself. So I've
So you
interviewed all
tested
the,
everybody out before you
I
hired them.
tested everybody. I got a massage from
You
everyone
want
before they
that
were
job.
hired. Yeah, it's a good job to have. And all the chefs come and cook for us as well so that we see, how their preparation, how well they can, because it's
Hmm.
a time frame. It's all logistics. It's, you're in a business of
Right. I
creating
create these
experiences.
experiences and retreats for folks. So that's why I'm curious as to, how you do that.
Yeah. Well, I think that having a good team, that the culture is, some of the things that I've learned because it is a different type of business is just making sure that the team, we all have challenges in our lives. We all have things that come up. The car breaks down, the cat gets sick, whatever it is. We all have things that happen outside of our professional.
Hmm.
And my team, when they arrive, they have a process that they each do just to stop, take a few deep breaths, remember that they are there to serve the clients at the Phoenix and not to bring whatever craziness they've just experienced. It could be something that
Into
happened.
that space.
Right, because we are creating a sacred space for our clients. And I'm always open to hearing what different people, our program is simple. I mean, I believe that if you eat a healthy diet, exercise, and take time for yourself, you're going to be more productive, happier, and you'll be able to do um, just a lot
So it's
more.
not completely structured. You've given people sort of free time to explore on their own, to walk on the property, which you said is, you know, hundreds of acres, and to sort of find their own way and journal or do what they want with their time, and yet still have all those services available to them.
So the afternoon, most of it is structured. So, but the afternoon there's some free time, and during the afternoons they do go for walks and journal, and you know, the property is beautiful. We have a family of bears who are harmless, but they are very cute because they get up and dance usually around 5 o'clock for the clients. I'll be happy to see them come back. I hope they come back because there's been a lot of, I don't know what's happening to the bears. There's so many bears in North Carolina, but they're not afraid of humans at all. I mean,
Mhm.
I think they're harmless anyway, but they're very cute. I'm thinking about building a jungle gym for them to
Oh my
play,
God.
to entertain us. Yeah.
So do you feel that this has really started to, well, has made you happy, and has it fulfilled your dreams? And if you were to tell people who are starting on their own journey, what would you tell them to think about as they start that journey or along, that you wish that you knew before you started all of this?
So I really believe that you will be successful at something that you've got to have a strategy in place. And but if you're passionate and you believe in the work you're doing and you put the right team in place and you're very clear about your culture, you can create it. I mean, I'm a creator, you're a creator, everybody is a creator. It's all
Hmm.
about if we have the right mindset to create the things that we want and make sure that they are in line with our values. And I think once you get the clarity around that, you'll be fine, and take the leap because it's scary. I mean, it is. I
Right.
lost a huge amount when I lost a company, and it was a big loss for me. It was heartbreaking. Took me, you know, people say to me all the time, how did you get over that? It seems you got over it so quickly. And you know, it still is a trigger for me because it
Right.
broke my heart. I lost my home. I lost my business. My children watched what happened. They were heartbroken for me. You know, the
There's so
past,
many lessons that come out of that, right?
so many lessons. And I can now look back and there were so many signs telling me different things. And I was in anxiety period, and I was fearful from these guys that, you know, I'd gotten involved with who were bad news. So I think that one thing that I realized from that experience, it is so important to slow down. It's
Hmm.
so important, even though we think we're doing it. I mean, really slow down and listen to what your heart tells you to do. Because if you lead from
Right.
your heart, you're going to create the right things. And I feel very fortunate. I mean, we're not profitable yet. I love this business. I work every day. It doesn't, it for me, it's all about serving. And when I see a group of people leave and they're all staying in touch, it's like camp for adults and they're all
Right. Right.
so happy, then I feel like that's the success. That for me is what matters. As long as we are, you know, covering our costs and paying our bills,
Hmm.
and and I wake up happy every day enjoying
That's
the work
that's
I get to do, then
that's a
and
good thing in life. What
yeah,
about how would you tell people to sort of think about if they were going to partner with somebody to do something like this? Because it's a lot to undertake on your own. And, you know, I think that for some people, there's a comfort in partnering with other people. And others, they're like, you know what? I'm not a good partner. I'm not, you know, it's not something I'm good at. What would you tell them? I mean, because you've experienced sort of both of those aspects. And what would you say to them?
I would do your due diligence. So the people who came in that I had problems with, I did zero due diligence. And had I done that, I would have never, they had the worst reputation.
Hmm.
But my guard was down because a friend brought them to me. And so I'm probably overcautious now, but I like to think that I haven't lost my, zest for life and sort of this, because you want to be
You
optimistic
want to trust people, but you also want to be smart, right?
and you want to verify, trust but
Right.
verify. I mean, I do the due diligence. If somebody's coming in, it doesn't matter if it's an employee, I do the background checks. I make the calls to
Right.
former, and I'm also open-minded that things happen. People are different at different stages of life. I'm not the person I was when I was 20. I'm not the person I was when I was 40. I'm a different person today. And I look at other people that I hire or that I bring in to be a part of all the work that
Right.
I'm doing, whether they're, a partner serving for different aspects that we deliver to our clients. I do that work. Used to, I just went with my gut, and I was really lucky for a lot of years with
Until
my
you're
art
not,
business.
right?
So, and then the minute you have it, mine was a pretty, it was a really
Hard
tough,
lesson.
hard, it was a very hard lesson. So I think trust, because I still go with my gut, but usually I do the work to verify. And I think you have to believe in what you have to love and believe in what you're doing. And if you're going to be bring a partner in, that's a financial partner. I did in the beginning have somebody who helped me with some of the financial things, and I 100% trusted, believed in them, had a great experience, paid it back. Uh, Also, I'm trying to get my husband more involved. I want him to retire from
Yeah.
his life income. And people say, "Oh my God, what would y'all would be together all the time?" But I'm a late bloomer. I mean, I married late. I've started my dream business, at 59 years old, and I really do. I believe if you create the right mindset, it's contagious. So if you're living your purpose and you're living with the right ethics and
Mhm.
values, you're going to attract the right people. And when you don't attract the right people, you should be smart enough to cut the cord fast.
Yeah. So, and what's lovely is that that energy and that positivity and that set of values is what you bring to the table with all the people that you host and you serve, and that makes it a really special experience for everybody. And so, I know I have never been to Asheville. I am going on the record
You,
here.
you
It is
need to come.
absolutely on my bucket list. There is no doubt that it is on my bucket list. And there's no doubt that I would love to see the Phoenix in Asheville as well. I'm really excited. I've known you a while, and I remember sitting in Florida at a restaurant. We were
Yeah.
sitting out in the back and just chatting about it, and the excitement and the energy and the enthusiasm, goes a long way. I mean, it really does take you to a certain level, and then your brains and your mindset and everything has to kick in all at once to make that work. So for someone who's thinking about taking a leap, it can just be one step forward and another step forward, or it can be head first and try it and just go for it and see where you end up. And Marsha's story is a great story. And hopefully it'll be successful for many years, and hopefully all of your passions will continue to come together as you grow it. And knowing you, I'm guessing that it might not be a standalone. Ultimately, you may have more than one Phoenix Wellness Retreat, and that's an exciting thought. And I'm definitely rooting for you and watching that process as you continue to move forward. So thank you for being here today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think there's so many lessons for other women, to learn and to think about as they're thinking about taking that leap and moving forward. So thanks for being here, Marsha, and thanks for sharing your story. And I look forward to seeing you in less than 4 weeks.
Yes, I look forward to it too. Caryn, I just want to say for anyone that listens to our talk, please go on to our website where it says join the community. put your name, your email, and phone number, because Monday, on my actual birthday at 5 o'clock, my husband is drawing one lucky person
Wow.
is going to win a week at the Phoenix, and it could be you. So make
I'm
sure
putting
that
my name in there.
definitely do. Please do.
So
Caryn,
thanks,
thank
everybody.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Great
And thank
seeing
you
you. Have
to
a
our
wonderful day.
listeners.
Thank you. Thanks for being here today. Take care, Marsha.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.